Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Kimball's Corner, where today I've been inspired by a video that I saw on Instagram, and also Jane Davenport did a video of it as well, but I'm gonna do like my own little thing. I'm gonna use the vintage pastels. Now I know I've kind of been like poo-pooing the Prima Marketing, but maybe it's because I'm not using the right paper. So I'm gonna try it on this paper, which is a watercolor paper, not a mixed media paper. And it's in the Jane Davenport Glittering Prize journal. It's gorgeous. The pages inside are sparkly. So, you know, even if I hate it, it'll still have some sparkle. So what I'm gonna do is, well, I'm gonna draw a picture in pencil, a face, whatever. And then I'm gonna take some of the vintage pastel watercolor and kind of make a little puddle of it in here, and then dump those colors onto my picture, let it dry, and then we'll paint it. It'll probably look okay. I don't know. It's a new thing. It works for other people, maybe it'll work for me. All right, so I'm gonna set those aside. I can actually activate these now and get them going. And to activate my watercolors, I just use a little spritzer and just spritz some water on them. I'll be adding a lot more later on to, you know, make it juicy, liquidy. I could use inks, but I'm gonna try and do the whole thing with these watercolors and see if we can become friends again. Because they're such gorgeous colors. So I don't want to get rid of them, but I might, you know, who knows? And I don't know if you can see the sparkle in this paper, but it's there and it is so pretty. All right, so, you know, as usual, I haven't thought anything through, so I'm going to just, you know, it's an experiment. Let's keep it simple. We'll draw an on-looking face. And I don't mind if the pencil sketch shows through on this one. Actually, I kind of prefer it. And I'll probably go over top with colored pencils, maybe. More than likely. She looks really tired. It's after the holidays. She needs a rest. Ooh, she needs a nap. Coffee break. We'll give her a small smile, like she's happy, but she's tired. She had good holidays. She's just thinking about that pie that might be left over in the fridge. I'm not being too precious with the drawing just because I'm gonna dump watercolors on it and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So if you're gonna do this, don't get too attached to your drawing. Just, you know, because it might get really screwed up. Just trying to figure out a jawline that I like. Grabbed my eraser. I feel like I should actually put some clothing on, you know, at least one of my girls. Let's see. Let's give you like a big, chunky, knitted scarf thing. The indication of, you know, some texture, some big knitted, I don't know what it is, a turtleneck, sleeves. Use your imagination, whatever, you know. She's wearing something. And then hair, let's make it kind of breezy. Put this hair behind an ear. That's too small. Generally, ears, like the top of the ear will be to the eyebrow, and then the bottom of the ear, if the face is looking right at you, will be around the bottom of the nose. Of course, everyone's different, but that's a general guideline. And I like to draw my ears sticking out more than they normally would. I think she needs some jewelry. No, I don't like that jewelry. Just some long dangly earrings. She was super simple and now she's fancy. So that's the top of her head. Usually the eyes will sit in the middle of the face. So the top of her head is basically, you know, trying to make it twice as tall. And then this will just fill in with color. All right, so we have a face. It's nice. I'm gonna lighten the pencil sketch a scotch with a kneaded eraser. So I will probably go over top with colored pencils. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go over with that teal because I love aqua. It's like the aqua Prismacolor pencil. I like that color a lot. Kind of roll that graphite in, and we'll take off a little more. All right, let's create some drippy blop inks to spill on her face. So basically, like normally, you've seen me a lot of times, like I'll spray the page first and then put inks down and kind of blur it out. This is similar to that, it's just a little more controlled. So with these colors, and it's gonna be on her face. So I don't wanna like do like, you know, charcoal's not gonna look great. Unless you're going for a look, you know, she could have some very charcoaly eyes or something. I might do golden yellow and terracotta, or maybe just apple blossom and golden yellow, and that'll kind of make a terracotta color because it'll be orangey. And that could be pretty. It's a little safe, but it's also a little pretty. Oh, my paintbrush. I'm glad I dipped it in there first because it's so dirty. Ew, Kimball, you're gross. I'm gonna actually use a pipette. And I'm just gonna put some pinkish water in there because my brush was so dirty. I have two things, and one has like a yellow tint to it, and one has pink. And we're gonna, should I not do them at the same time? That might be a bad idea. We'll do the pink first. Just kind of get a bunch of this pigment on the brush. Put it in the water, mix it up. It's probably gonna be really light, but we're gonna try. And I might wanna do drippies, so I'm gonna move this aside. Debating where, just trying to decide where I want it. Do I want it to go up this way, and then yellow, or pink on this side? You know what? It's gonna go right there. And now, I don't want to use the brush if I don't have to. I can come in here and, of course, the more I spread it out, the like more faded it's gonna look. And I wasn't planning on doing drippies, but now I think I'm gonna do drippies. I kind of want it to like sink into the page a little before I do that, because I don't want to just drip all the pigment off the page. But I did. We're just gonna leave that. This might work way better with a dye-based thing like an ink. I mean, I kind of thought it would too, but I said I would use these. So I'm using these. And pipetting some yellow. Try and pick up a lot of that pigment. And I feel like I should air dry this a little, or not air dry, but you know, air gun it a little bit. I don't like how I mean, you can already see the pigment's like clumping up right here. Oh no. Do I hate these watercolors? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. These watercolors. Helping it along. I gotta admit, I don't love it. I'm gonna add some ink to it. Just like a tiny bit. And I've got pink and yellow inks. Well, I say a tiny bit, but I mean as much as possible. Ugh, this yellow spray's everywhere. That's what I get for buying cheap products. All right. I'm just gonna soften all these splatter marks that I'm not loving. You know what, I'm just gonna close the book on it. Well, that technique did not work. Some might say it's a fail. I say it's a learning experience. I'm just gonna clamp down the edges here, just because I might add a ton of water. It might ripple a tiny bit, but I mostly just want it to like stay flat to the book. All right, here we go. I don't have high hopes after that first go around, but I didn't use them properly. So we'll see how it goes. All right, these are the Vintage Pastels by Prima Marketing. Let's get into it. I want to see if I can try and take some of that strong pink off of her nose. Well, good enough. I think her sweater, I might make this like soft lilac color because it looks really pretty. I feel like you might see her ear on this other side. Maybe I'll do like just a little bit here. And then she'll have those earrings coming down there. And then this hair can just be going over it. So let me just add some of these colors together. Just kind of put some ear color back there. And a little darker. Good enough. And then for her hair, I think I'm going to use some charcoal and like this dark rose and just kind of mix them together. I never really use black in my artwork, but I think I'm gonna give her black hair, maybe a touch of this dark rose incorporated, and maybe even some of that stone gray and suede. Those are really pretty. They could be like really nice for like the lighter areas, but we'll see. I'm not gonna lie though, these are working much better on actual watercolor paper. I really don't like them on mixed media paper. Like, even when I'm mixing here, I can see like little crumbs, like they're not as finely ground as I would like, but that's okay, it's okay. They're gorgeous colors and they're working nicely on watercolor paper. So, redeeming. I'm gonna start with this light suede color because I'm not really sure what it looks like. I want the top of her hair. I'll just give her some abrupt highlights. And we'll add just a little in here just so the color is not just on the top of her head. So I'll just kind of bring it down here. It'll probably completely disappear once I lay the black in, but that's all right. I'm just wetting the page so it'll be a little easier to blend the colors a bit. Doesn't have to be soaking, but you know, a little help is help nonetheless. Let's see how the stone gray lays down. That's nice. See how it's kind of like just blurry and soft. Don't need anything too dramatic just yet. Little dry brushing on those highlights. All right, I'm gonna go into the black. I'm laying in some of the black so it'll soften with the wet paper, and then I'm gonna go back over it again to add in some more streaks. But I kind of want to just get the dark values in there. All right, I'm gonna do some drying and then we'll come over again with another dark layer. All right, it should be dry enough that it's not gonna bleed everywhere. I'm gonna just make a little black puddle over here. And forgot I was gonna add some of this dark rose. Maybe I'll lay in some dark rose now. No, it doesn't really need it. I do like that little color shift though, like the yellow and the pinks and the silvery grays in the hair. I'll just use up what I splashed down. I'm probably just gonna go right over that with the black. Maybe I'll also add some stone gray in, just so it's not such a dark black. Go under here where this hair is. Just doing it about a bit darker in here, just 'cause it's like pushed behind her hair, or the hair is behind her head. It's not really gonna be getting any light. And a bit over here as well. Tempted to just dry brush it up. Yeah, it's a little too harsh. Just adding some loose strands in. Just breaking the edge of the hairline makes it look so much flowier. Even though this is all clumped in the intersection of the hair, it just looks clumpy and whatever, but that's fine. Add some wavy lines to the edge, and you got some nice flowy hair. And if I want, I could drag some across her face. Just some simple ones like that. Almost looks like shading, but we know it's hair because I said it is. All right, so I don't love or hate the watercolors. They definitely work much better on this paper, like on an actual watercolor paper. It's still kind of like the pigment builds up and like it can be brushed off somewhat easily, but that's kind of nice, especially if you want to do some lifting technique to like lighten up some areas. Don't love it, don't hate it, but I love it a lot more than when I used to use it on mixed media paper. Prima Marketing, you're going up in my book. I've got 6 different palettes from Prima Marketing, so I got a lot of colors to go through. So I'm gonna dry this up, and then I'm gonna, you know what? Before I dry it up, I'm going to add some eye color, because girl needs to see. Let's give her this. Does not look the same color though. Add it over here. I don't know. We'll see. Just gonna add it in her eyes. Kind of laying it on thick, and I'll give this a good dry, and we'll come back in with some colored pencils. But first, I might actually use maybe like some of this dusky mauve with some of this purple, maybe a little of that gray. Trying to make like a nice shadowy color, because it just looks really like it needs like a little more depth in behind her neck. Maybe some pink too. Because I feel like it's just a little light, and I lightened it up way too much. It's a really grayish purpley color. Just wanted to give it a little extra oomph. Trying to be gentle, not to lift up those background colors. All right, and then I can use the same color as just a little shadow under the nose. It's so dark. To create a little more depth. Use it in the eyes. Just some of the last minute shading, apparently. Use it on her little dimples. Maybe even bring it into the lip a little. That might be enough. Oh wait, use a little bit inside the ear. All right, kind of regretting doing that technique that really failed me in the beginning. Because now it just kind of looks a mess, but also I kind of like it, whatever. I like the added colors. All right, I'm going to give this a good thorough drying and then we'll pull out some colored pencils. Oh, guys, she needs to have earrings, tell her. We're just gonna go with gold earrings. I'll add some more interest to these with colored pencils. Golden Glow, appropriate name. Leave some strong white highlights on this side. For reals this time though, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. I think she's good to go. Do I have a brown? I just want to mix a little. Just want to darken this side up a little bit. It's in shadow, so it shouldn't be as glorious as the lighted side. Good enough. For reals this time though. Moving on to colored pencils. Now the big question is, do I want to get contrasting, exciting colors for colored pencils, or do I want them to kind of match these colors and keep it calm? I mean, with the pink splatter and that blue or the yellow splatter, I'm thinking I could go like a more vibrant color for some of it and like calmer colors for other parts of it. Do a little mix, because I really want to do some like shading with this, which I will. Set that aside. Pull out the white, I'll probably need that. And then her hair, I can do like a dark purpley color. Got my little test sheet here. That's not red enough. I would like it to be a little more red. Black cherry. That could work. So the black cherry I could do lines in the hair with. Is this a good sweater color? Sweater weather. And it's a little too blue. There's like a purple that's not super dark. That's more in the family. What about that? That's the closest, but it's also like really close. So I might mix those colors to get a nice dark tone. A good color for her lips. They're almost like in a brown. This is mahogany red. That could work. Let's see. Oh, that's a little darker. That's a little more actually what I'm looking for. So lips, that's a good-ish start. I don't know what color I want to use for like the interior lines of like her like nose and jawline and stuff. If I want to go like a brown or a teal, you know what? I'm just gonna go teal. Turquoise, I guess, is cobalt turquoise to be exact. Yeah, it'll match your eyes. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. I have no idea. I'll start with stuff that I know that I'm gonna do, like her sweater. It's gonna be in these purple colors. Keeping it messy and loose. Nothing about this picture is like tight and clean looking, so I'm not gonna go tight and clean with the colored pencils. Also, this is very textured paper, so it's gonna be very scratchy looking and textury, which I personally don't love, but if the whole picture looks like that, then it's fine. I'm gonna be a little more fine-tuned around her lips. It's much darker than I actually thought it was gonna be. So I'm not gonna do too much. I may have just covered that with my head. Sorry. I need to find a different color for the lips. That was a little dark. What are you, henna? It's a little more in the right area. Just a little bit lighter. And then I can even just go into the pinks now, because I feel like if I keep doing those dark colors, it's gonna get darker and darker. What color are you? Rosy beige. I think I ask that every time. A nice rosy beige will soften off a lot of those hard it'll soften up a lot of the darker colors as it layers over it. And then I can just go in with like, maybe just a white and kind of just soften everything just a little bit. And then I'll go back in with one of the darker colors and just do like the corners of the mouth, right here where the lips meet. Just add a little interest and a little depth, just with line work. Yeah, it looks okay. Not my best lips, but now she can eat and talk. I feel like maybe it's because they're so like dull looking. Let's add like some color into those suckers. I mean, there's pink splattered all over the page. Why can't she have pink lips? And then I'll just soften up the like texture with very lightly going over with the white pencil. It looks okay. Not in love. Oh, I really want to try. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do some line work with this. Do I like it? Kinda do. We're just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna bring in the dark cobalt turquoise for the eyes. Do the pupil. Maybe even do the lashes with them, why not? Looks a little funky right now, but we're working on it. I just realized I put the highlight on the wrong side of her eye. Someone should have told me. I mean, I could change it, but also like, yeah, I don't really care. White highlight. And I'm also gonna use the pencil to just kind of take some of that pink out of her eye. It's kind of dragging in the green, but whatever. Give her some lashes. And I might use like a dark purple for doing some interior lines. Because why not? I already have it out. And then I can go over that purple with the pink, since there's so much pink in the nose. And it helps it blend in just a little bit. Oh, it's so fun just playing with colors. Oh yeah, she needs eyelashes. Let's keep them somewhat neutral to go with her hair. Well, now she's got wonky eyebrows because that's how I live my life. I think I might use like a brownish tone for the interior lines of her skin. For just like eyelid lines, like the ears. Just to help some of it just stand out a little bit more. I feel like her face is very like that. How do I fix it now? Maybe I don't. Maybe that's just how she looks and we love her for it. I could use a little help, you know what I mean? Ooh, what is this? I do have a metallic gold. Let's just add some of that in for the earrings, little sparkling. I mean, it's not gonna be like super shimmery, but it does have a shine to it, which maybe we can see in the light. Yeah, maybe not. I'm gonna add a little white and then go over it with like a bright yellow for these highlights. Do the white first, the yellow. It'll help the yellow stand out a little bit. All right, I'm gonna add a little yellow to her hair. I mean, there's yellow splattered everywhere, so why not carry it through the picture a little more? Maybe a little bit up here. Something like that. All right, where's my black cherry? Let's add this into the hair. I hate drawing over this crease. All right, little line work in the hair. I could even take this color. Did I pick this one out for that as well? I don't know. That really does match these lighter shades up here. just adding lines everywhere because I do what I want. Ooh, it might be time for the paint pen. I'm gonna outline these earrings so they pop a little more. Add some line work into it. This paint pen has got to be nearing the end of its life. I've had it for a couple of years. And I have so many more I need to get through. All right, fill in those eyelid, or the highlights. I do need to add a little, pink in the corner of her eyes. Little highlight on and around the nose, on the lips. This top little lip line. What else? A bottom lip. And then, do I want to do neon pink? Because I do like it. Adds a lot of energy. Just little bits. Add some pinky cheeky up here. Maybe just a little bit on the outskirts. Ooh, is she done? Maybe I should add a splash of something in the background to, you know, it's wintry out. She's wearing a warm sweater, for crying out loud. And I'm gonna keep it simple. I think I'm just gonna go with the periwinkle up here and just add a splash. I don't want it to be too wet because I don't want to reactivate everything underneath. It's very light. Take this off. Graceful, I know. And I'm gonna have it just fade to the bottom. Do I want to add it down here? Probably. Just to tone down all those yellow spots from my crazy sprayer. I could add like some other color up here since it's far away. Do I want to like darken it so it kind of balances out the picture? Maybe I'll add some like this stone. Oh, maybe it's this dusky mauve. Why not? Not too dark. And it kind of feels like chunky, like the pigments aren't fully broken down, which kind of bugs me, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I don't know if I want to add more. Touch of this pink. A little more periwinkle. Just some soft pastel-y colors. Yeah, I could even actually dab a yellow. All right. It's just a little pastel splatter-magatter back there. All right, you guys, I think that is it. So I definitely gave the vintage pastels a second chance. I definitely like them a lot more on watercolor paper. I don't love them, but I love them more. Just a little bit more. And it might just also be user error. Like, you know, I could practice with them a little bit more and find out, you know, what's like the best way to use them. Because I'm so used to my Jane Davenport and Daniel Smith watercolors that those like just are so much lovelier, like they sink in, but it might just be that I'm not really giving these a full-on chance. I need to work with them a little bit more. But I'm definitely, they're growing on me a lot, this little video. Yeah, I like them a lot more. So I would like to thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you painted along if you have the vintage pastels from Prima Marketing, Art Philosophy. I think they changed their name to Art Philosophy, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And if not, I mean, you can paint her with any watercolors that you have, or even watered down acrylics, whatever. Colored pencils, any brand will work. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.